Good morning, everyone. Hello. Thank you, Sarah, for this great introduction. Well, creating that enterprise in 2019, well, it's been 19 years now. I'm in that industry, and I wanted to do more than just distributing the content, because I think that through animation we can convey a lot of messages. So the idea was just to reconciliate here between my implication, my involvement, and my work. And I have created a wide international network from the United States of America to Asia to Europe and also to Africa. And I've been involved in promoting diversity in the animation content. And why have I chosen Africa? Because Africa, for me, is very diversified. We are a very big continent, from North Africa, South Africa, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, etc. We have different cultures, different languages. And for me, it is kind of pleasurable space. It is in fact related to my origins. I've been born in Casablanca in Morocco, and so I'm living in France. Of course, I've grown in France ever since I was a baby. So finding people to whom I may identify myself was very complicated. I would watch a lot of Japanese animation films, and I've said to myself, well, today we have the stories like has been said by Abel, and he's talked to us about his studio. We have a very nice animation films, but now with my enterprise, I would wish to contribute to the African talents. So I would like to create a link between the African talents to the talents in the United States of America, Europe, Asia, and so in fact, I have my own animation studio, and I wish to create here African stories, that studio. And this is my motivation. This is my involvement, and I would wish to see more African stories. And I voluntarily choose the word African because I don't want just to tell a Moroccan story, but rather stories from Ivory Coast, also stories from Nigeria. I've worked with a lot of African countries, and this is what matters to me. This is what's very exciting for me. This is what makes me discover different story potentials. And when I choose my projects, in fact, I do not just choose stories that are very dear to my heart, but rather I insist on our values and on the modernity, because I would wish that we abandon the cliches. I wanted to create some kind of innovation into the African stories. And also, as much as possible, of course, I'm involved in favor of women. I want to see more women leading the project. So I work either with women in Africa, women figures that are very important. And also we give great importance to women protagonists in the different stories. As said by Abel, everything is being constructed. So the projects that I'm defending are projects under development. We are still discussing matters with international partners in order to launch projects at a wide level and in order to spread them around the world. Because in fact, the demand is not just only in Africa, but also from the side of the diaspora. So we want to convey all of these stories, and we want for these stories to be well known by the biggest possible number of people. So here I'm taking my role as a distributor, and I'm addressing the international actors. So when we talk about modalities of film distribution in Africa, well, yes, we might see that more and more. We have seen that Disney has developed a lot of stories in Africa, original contents. Also, Netflix has signed projects in South Africa. And I think that, in fact, this is a matter of saying to oneself, yes, there is a need, yes, there is a demand. And in fact, we have to say that we need more diversity in the animation. And I think that this would reach the ears of the producers. And I think that this is not just a modality, but rather realizing that we need such kind of diversity, and that the diversity is there in Africa. and the youth are in Africa, and we have our stories to tell. We have a modern vision to develop, and this is what we wanted to do, each within their own capacities. And of course, there are many things to do, and we have to make our voices heard in front of all the directors, the filmmakers, and broadcasters. Thank you.